Hey, and welcome back. This is the Runaway American European edition, and today I will be taking a look at a video called Why Finnish Parents Leave Their Babies Outside Unattended. I have no idea. Honestly, I've seen this before. I'm not gonna lie. I've definitely seen it before on like TikTok, and it's always shocking to me because coming from the US, this is not something you would ever do. Like, the police would be called, you'd be reported, uh, or your kid would just be like stolen. Like, this would be a real worry in the US. Like, I don't know how Finland is, but this would be a major red flag as a parent if you did this in the United States. This was also not a common practice in Hungary or in Spain or in France. So it must be something that was just Finnish. I don't know. I have no idea why they do it, but I'm really interested to learn. So let's check this video out. Here we go.
Would you ever leave your baby outside unsupervised in front of the grocery store?
No.
What about in front of a cafe? Maybe just
No.
in your yard? In Finland, those are all totally normal, and Rania and her little daughter Elmi are no exception.
I love their coats, by the way. Finnish people always have like these amazing coats, I guess because obviously it's freaking cold in Finland, right? It's like a tundra up there.
It's quite usual to leave
Also, killer glasses. Those are amazing. Yes.
the kid in front. It's safe, and I trust that other people are also looking out for her while she's there. And I go to
Wow. See, this is like shocking as an American because I 100% would have the opposite belief. Like, I would not be like, oh, people are looking out for her. I would be like, okay, people are either looking at me and thinking, okay, we need to call the cops, or I'm thinking they're looking at that baby and thinking they'd fetch a nice price on the market. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is just, I'm jaded, but I definitely don't think this is something that would ever be possible in the United States.
store.
As an American, that's unimaginable.
Yeah.
Nobody in the US would leave their baby outside unsupervised. In fact, you might even get the police called
Huh?
on you. But the Finns seem to be more trusting and confident, which raises the question, what do Finnish parents do differently, and what do they do better? Let's consider the
I think a lot, right? I think the answer is definitely a lot. They do a lot better than us because I think their country's like in the top 5 for happiness and education every single year.
A pretty normal Finnish family.
The hat.
Rania and Erkka live with their
So
1-year-old
cute.
daughter in Pärnu, a town just under 50 kilometers from the capital of Helsinki.
Oh, Helsinki.
Rania is a film producer and Erkka is a hotel manager.
Wow.
Both parents take care of the home and the baby.
I think so. It's the relaxed and trustworthy approach that we have towards raising a child.
Mm-hmm.
You allow them to try and fail.
Right.
According to Gallup's World Happiness Report, the Finns are the world's happiest people on average, and they have been for 8 years running.
Wow.
We'll find out how the happy Finns make their children happy later. At just 5.6 million, the Finns are a relatively small population, but they're surrounded by lots of nature. 550,000 families have children under 18 at home, but statistically, Finnish women each have 1.26 children.
So they
That's-
focus on having just one, raising it really well. Right? I think that we're starting to get to that in the United States. Like, we're starting to maybe have either no children or less children. I think we're kind of maybe realizing you need less to focus on them. I don't know.
Not many at all.
I only have one.
The US, where I'm from, has a fertility rate of 1.62 children per woman.
Okay.
Even so, state support for families is very generous in Finland. Right from the baby's birth, the families receive support, financially and otherwise. For example, in the case of average earning parents, each receives about 70% of their income from the previous
Okay,
year for
nice.
160 days. Then comes child benefits of about 100 euros per month for the first 2 children.
Yeah, this was really similar in Hungary as well. I had 70% of my pay for my first year off of maternity leave. And then you get another 2 years in Hungary. But it's like abysmal at that point. Like you're earning almost nothing, but if you can do it, then you have that option, and they also have to save your job for you. I was self-employed, so it didn't really matter for me. I like took what I was given. I worked part-time because you're allowed to work part-time. So I started doing that. And yeah, I stayed home with my kid for 3 years, which was wonderful. And they also did give a stipend. I mean, they do give a child stipend in most of Europe, I think. They did in Hungary as well. It's very small, but it does help out with like diapers or formula, anything that you may need for the baby. It does. I mean, money is money, and it's nice. Ka-ching. I like it.
Just before 8 a.m., Ronja takes her daughter to the daycare center. From the age of just 9 months, every Finnish child has the right to a spot in daycare. Elmi has been going since her first birthday.
Amazing.
And usually I take her there in the morning and Erka picks her up in the evening because I work in Helsinki, so she loves being there.
So cute.
She always goes there and like doesn't look back when I drop her there. But she's a very social child, so if she would be home with me, I think I would not be able to give her as much like company and playtime that she would like to have.
I agree with that. I think that it's wonderful that they do offer that spot for kids. It was the same in France. When I lived in France, my son was at that point almost two when I moved to France, and he was able to get a spot in French daycare for like little to no money, even though I wasn't a French citizen. But I ended up like not putting him in just because my son was not very sociable. Maybe if he had been in daycare or in a social setting, like a playgroup setting from the time that he was very small, like this baby is, then he would have been more social. And I think that she kind of has noticed that too. And in Hungary, I think it's offered as well, but it is for Hungarian children. It's very small amount that you would pay as a private citizen who's like not from Hungary, but I don't think it's not free from what I remember.
At this stage already. Yakulta.
Elmi generally stays in the daycare from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Normal.
Lots of daycare centers even offer round-the-clock care for parents who do shift work or who go on lots of business trips.
Wow.
Depending on their income, parents pay a maximum of 311 euros a month for the first child.
Amazing.
In Finland, people who work with children in a daycare center must have a university degree.
So to like put that in perspective, both of my my nephews went to daycare 4 times a week because their grandmother took care of them once a week. And I think my brother paid around between $1,200 to $1,600 per child. So that's a massive difference. It's basically, I mean, that's like if you have 2 kids, like that's college. That's crazy.
Leikin kautta. Niiden kautta opitaan, miten toisten lasten kanssa ollaan, miten ollaan erossa omista vanhemmista, harjoitellaan omatoimisuustaitoja. Normaalin päiväkotipäivän yhteydessä niin Suomessa paljon perustuu leikille, ulkoilulle, musiikille, harjoitamme kielellisiä taitoja, luemme ja laulamme paljon.
The state support for parents starts even before the child's birth. Parents receive a free maternity package that many people call a baby box.
Yeah.
It contains the supplies for the baby's early needs, care products, and even condoms.
Smart.
Also popular are the Nuivilla centers. These are hybrids of medical clinics and counseling centers where both the mother and father are assessed for free and given support.
They kind of take you in their arms and then you go there like every month, probably until you give birth. And if you have anything, you can just call them or stop by or whatever.
Nice,
so you
that's
are,
really
like,
great.
Very well taken care of.
Again, that's
like
it's similar in Hungary as far as you have a I don't remember the name for it, but you have a nurse that you go see monthly, and you're given like a baby booklet that you're supposed to go do the appointments for. Like ultrasounds, like you're supposed to have your ultrasounds, like your vitamins, they kind of like keep up with to make sure that you're doing everything for the baby that you need to be doing. And if the booklet is all filled by the end of your pregnancy, when you give birth, they actually give you a stipend for doing it. So they're basically like paying you to take care of yourself, because all of these appointments are free. They just want you to go and make sure that the baby is well cared for, which I'm like, that is crazy and unheard of in the States. Like, you could not get paid. You would pay out your butt to go to the like office and see someone, but they definitely wouldn't be paying you to get health care.
I even felt, as a dad, you know, I felt like going to the shrink in a very positive way.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you know, because it's not about the kid, it's about the parents. So
I love that.
Do you have in your relationship? How do you feel today?
We were there.
And I was like, oh, this is how
like 1.5
how it
hours.
feels like doing the shrink. So
that's wonderful, because I will say, like, I think that fathers are really neglected in terms of how we treat them after, like, everyone always asks, like, how are you doing after, like, giving birth? Like, how are you bonding with the baby? But I feel like most people kind of think of the father as like a second-class citizen. They don't really ask him how he's doing, what this new change is like, how your relationship is since this new baby. I think this is a wonderful thing that Finland is doing. It kind of, again, shows why they're the happiest country, because they're like, hey, we're going to take care of the mother and the father, because it takes both of them to raise a happy, healthy child. I love this. This is fantastic. Every country should be doing this. Everyone take notes, please.
Let me tell you.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
took everything out of it.
So it was very like eye-opening. It was, I mean, and that was the way how they make you feel very, you know, protected and safe.
Today, Elmi is home for lunch. The little family is going to spend the afternoon together.
She's good with a spoon.
Sometimes, though, Elmi's grandparents or friends of the parents look after her.
There has been a saying in Finnish language that it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
And it means, I think it's like, you know, you can involve more people in your child's upbringing than only
Again,
the
like,
parents.
this is something I think is we're like sorely, I think that it happens in the United States if you've kind of lived in the same place forever. You kind of have that community, obviously. You have your friends, you have your family. My cousin, who has, like, she has a wonderful support system with both of her kids. Actually, like, everyone lives on the same street. She has her aunts and her uncles on the exact same street she grew up on. She has her brother lives at home with her, so, and as well as her mother. So she has the grandmother and the uncle to her children with her at all times. So they're very involved. That's not the case in most families, from what I know of. Even grandparents, I feel, are much less involved today than they used to be in like the 90s with their grandkids in the US. My parents are super involved with my son. They actually live with me, so they are extremely involved. They see him every day and they play with him every day, and my son absolutely loves them. But he doesn't have much of a community. We did just move to Thailand, so he doesn't have that community yet. He definitely had it when we were in Hungary. Like, all of my girlfriends, like my best friends, they doted on him constantly. I was the first to have a baby, so they loved him so much. And I do think in Europe, again, it's very like child friendly. People love kids. They're very excited to see them. They want to interact with them. And in Hungary, it was the same way. All of my friends loved him and wanted to spend time with him. Oh, I love these little snowsuits.
Now it's time for the afternoon nap. Elmi takes hers outside in the yard.
So strange.
This is the baby monitor.
Oh.
So it gives the temperature.
Oh, that's so smart.
When she's
Okay.
outside, I'll put it here, so then I can see it from my monitor, like what temperature does he have.
Oh my God. Okay. So I legit thought that they just like left them out in the cold. I didn't realize that they put like a temperature monitor on them. So smart. Because I genuinely thought they could freeze to death as well. That's another thing, is Finland is so cold. I was just like, how are they not like freezing?
And then also if she says something, like if she wakes up, I can hear it from it.
That's so cool.
The outside temperature in Porvoo at 12 noon today is minus 2 degrees Celsius, or about 36 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
I think it's very typical to put the baby sleep outside because they sleep better and in the fresh air. So just cuddle her up in warm clothes and then let her sleep there. She usually sleeps.
This is mind-blowing to me that this woman is out in -2 degrees Celsius, no hat on, like nothing covering her ears. Like I would be like, my face would be complete. You just see my eyes, because this is like, that is freezing. That is so cold. How is she not standing there just like shivering? And I like the cold, but these fins are at another level, man.
Very well and long.
To me as an American, that seems just a little harsh.
Harsh.
But studies have shown that little ones who take their naps outside sleep better, develop a better immune system, and grow closer to nature.
This is what I was doing wrong with my kid. This explains it. Although he was a really good napper, but he gets sick all the time. Maybe he would have never gotten sick had I been putting him outside to sleep.
Sure.
Wow.
Nature is very important to the Finns. They love nothing more than being outside, no matter the weather.
Beautiful. That's stunning. Those trees.
Ronja and Erkka value the time they get to spend together as a couple.
That's lovely.
Elmi is sleeping peacefully, so they find a quiet spot outside for her to rest.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
We now trust.
Like outside, I get like outside your home maybe. Like, because I think that in Finland their homes are quite like spaced out a bit, right? I don't think they're like right next door to each other like in the US, like where you could like literally like reach out. In a lot of suburbs in like Florida, especially where I'm from, you could literally just like reach out and touch your neighbor. You'd be like, hey neighbor, I want some sugar. And they could just like, oh, here you go, like across the window. That's how close a lot of their houses are. But I think in Finland is a little more spread out. So I'm like, I could see putting my kid out there maybe, you know, there's no one around. Outside a cafe is just mind-blowing to me. I don't know. Does anyone else feel just a bit like uncomfortable? I mean, obviously they've been doing it for years, so it's not an issue, but I'm just like, it's so hard to wrap my head around.
Or space around it, so we've never had an issue of leaving kids outside.
It doesn't feel strange at all.
Yeah, I guess not.
The
If you're
couple
from
spend
there.
a little time together at Erkka's place of work, a hotel he's recently opened. It radiates a certain Finnish character: honesty, openness, and modesty.
Wow.
Values that the parents hope to pass on to their daughter as well.
And I think we're very genuine and honest, and I think that's something that's very important for your happiness.
We haven't had much, in a sense, that we are happy and humble of what we have.
All the small things.
And we don't know so much of greater and bigger, because we've never seen the great nations and great wealth to compare to. So
I do like that they're saying this, but he like opened a hotel or something, and she's like a film producer. Their house is stunning, and like they obviously live in a really beautiful area. So I don't know. I feel like that's maybe in Finland this is just so normal and they think that it's not. Like in other countries this would be extremely well off. I mean, in the United States, like they dress, you can obviously see they have nice clothes. They they have a beautiful, like they showed the house, like that was a beautiful house. They have like a stoke, like high chair, which seems to be like the norm there, but in the US that thing is like $250. So I don't think they're poor. I think they're
the less, or the what we are fortunate to have, we are very happy with it without looking for something crazy, which we don't even know.
Yeah.
What do you think of the way the Finns raise their children? Would you ever leave your baby alone in front of a cafe?
Okay, so here's my deal with that. I would 100% probably do it in Finland. Like if I was living in Finland, I do think I would be one of these parents because I would have no qualms of doing it. I would never, ever, 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 let me just say this, do not do this if you are in the US. Like you are don't do it. You're asking for trouble. And even in other countries, I feel like if this isn't the norm in the country, I wouldn't do it because I feel like cops are going to be called, you're going to be stared at, and that's like the best of the situation is that the cops are called. So yeah, I think it's amazing for Finland. I think they're obviously doing a great job. They're the #1 happiest nation, like 8 years running. Good on them. I wish that I was the same. Anyways, this has been The Runaway American. European edition. And if you like this video, maybe give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing. Check out another video of mine. And that's all for today. Bye-bye.